Hey, peace y'all, what's going on? Hey, it's francoiscanvas back at it with another one. Hey, it's been a while. So today I thought I'd jump on and try something, simple with you guys. I hope everyone is doing well. And shout out to all my creative people out there. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna go too crazy today. Like as usual, I'll invite my group, and then do a little slight adjustment here and there, and then I'll send out a few tags. Just a few invites. Tag a few invites. Today I'll limit the tag to about maybe 30 or 40, and then we'll get started. Lately, I've been mainly focusing on my time lapse, getting that right, because it's awesome to watch 30 seconds of a process. But if you want to learn the process in detail, of course, I give you the option. I also post a video on my page, so you're welcome to, hit replay if you can't make it on the live. It's best to hit replay, just so you could, that's if you into this type of stuff. Hey, I'm not here to please everyone. I'm just out here to do my job. My job is to stay creative and share it with whoever wants to, participate. And normally, you're always going to find me encouraging staying creative. I don't have any particular topic today. There's a billion things we could talk about. But today I'm going to do a very simple piece. But keep in mind, the more simple the piece, the more disciplined you have to be. Because I don't know if you remember in my previous live, I spoke about my experience as an art student when I was younger, and then this one teacher in particular. I used to always trying to show off what I could do, blah blah. And mind you, I look back, I wasn't even good yet, whatever, for lack of better expression. Meaning I was inexperienced. What I know now compared to when I was, compared to that moment, there's a big difference. But the story is basically, he gave me an assignment. I had to draw two white eggs, on a white sheet with white background. So I was like, oh, that's easy. I could knock that out. And I went home and I was scratching my head. So the details was so subtle. The transition from the egg to the table, the shadow, plus the white wall. And you saw where the corner of the wall at the 90-degree angle of the wall, where one side is one shade of white, the other side was another shade of white. And then when I took on the assignment, I was like, man, I got this. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make, I'm not going to talk about that too long, is the more simple the idea, the more disciplined you have to be. I don't know, to me, that's the best way I could explain it. I'm just going to tag a bunch of people. Normally, I don't hit the same group of people. But anyway, today is a positive afternoon. The weather's beautiful. Y'all know me, I love that tropical weather. I don't mess with up north anymore. All right, let's get busy. Welcome to my platform. Once again, today we're going to do something real simple. I'm not gonna go too crazy, so I went ahead and did a little sketch. But first, I like to send shout out to, you know what? Let me tag her in because that's actually who actually inspired this piece. Something she posted. Let me see. Yeah, I think I tagged her. Oh, I didn't actually. She was the only one I left out. Okay. So yeah. So shout out to this individual for posting this really nice picture of a candle. And I've done several candles before, but I'm gonna try a different one. So today what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I already went ahead and did a little sketch. The majority of the piece is gonna be black. So now for the face, what I'm gonna do is maybe outline here with a little bit of brown, maybe outline here with a little bit of red, just to give a little indication of this, that, and the third. But the majority of the piece is black, and then you're gonna have a candle lit in the dark. I mean, it's symbolic of a lot of things, so whatever it means to you, then that's what it should be. All right, let's get started. I'm excited because I'm gonna have the regular video, but I'm also gonna post the time lapse, and I'm always looking forward to what the time lapse is gonna look like. So we're gonna get started, and yeah, welcome to my platform. I'm gonna try to. So I'm pretty much gonna add the black on. See, that's why I use a flat brush. It gives you such an advantage. See, just like that, I already got this side out the way, I got that side out the way. And then we'll come back with a smaller brush just to fill in the rest. But as far as, see, I'm using this flat brush to my advantage. I got a couple of new equipments courtesy of making some sales. And then pretty much just add black, but I'm not gonna try to get too black. I add a layer now. This is where it gets tricky, so I'll use a smaller brush for this part. I'm just gonna pretty much outline to the best I can. I'm just gonna get close to the line, and then I'll go with a smaller brush to identify. Like I said, it's a real simple piece, man. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Now you might want to loosen your paint up a little bit if you're gonna slide your brush like that. Like I said, it's a real simple piece. Real simple piece. It's mainly black. The only time we're gonna get busy is when we get to the candle, but let's get the black out the way. I mean, I could have did that before I jump on the live, but why not? Why not? Let's do it together. All right, so just loosen your paint real good, and then just add a little layer of black. But we're not gonna get too crazy as far as normally. Let's say you're doing a painting and it's black. There is so many different shades of black that you could accomplish. I mean, I could have add different colors, because if you put all colors together, see, something like this, it might not look like much, but you probably could already see what's taking place, because I'm getting all the dark areas out the way. Something to this effect. Now, we don't want it doesn't have to be perfect, just darken out all the dark areas. So now, see how simple this piece is? Real simple. The only thing that might consume a little time is something like that. Come right here, something like this. something like that. All right. See, these big brushes get things out the way quick. That's why it's good to use them. Don't ever get stuck in one brush. Use all these brushes to your advantage. I can't wait to see the time lapse. So once again, welcome to Francois Canvas. I know it's been a while. You know, I'm taking care of other things. I got some customers to deal with, so I gotta really take that time out, and I gotta make time for everybody I can. Hey, don't mind me. I'm also typing on the computer. So trying my best not to cover y'all. I have to stay conscious of that. And then just like that, boom, you just cover the rest. You guys probably could already see what's taking place. See? Real simple, nothing crazy. My sketchbook is full. I'm excited about that. That means I've done several pieces. So make sure your brush stroke is consistent, especially in certain areas. Reason being, when the light hit it, you don't want that to be an eyesore. Like you come down like that, boom, come down like that, boom, and then boom, leave it. You know, that gives a nice consistency. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen up a little more paint, grab some water, and then I'm gonna stand up for this part. Just come across, because you want your brush strokes once again to be consistent. See, I went down on the face, but I went across on the background. So when the lighting hit it, it's gonna do something really, it's noticeable, barely noticeable, but still noticeable. And a couple of more strokes, pause, and then we're good. So now while we give that a chance to dry, I need some more black up here. See something to this effect. Well, something like that. Something like that. Boom. And just like that. See how simple that was? Like I said, anybody could do this, man. Anybody could do this. All right. So now that we got our most of the piece out the way, I need now I'm gonna go into my smaller brushes just to get some additional areas out the way, like with the lips. I'm gonna wanna do something to this effect. Something like that. Okay, something like that. Let's try to be consistent with the brush strokes. You know, something to that effect. And just like that, you got yourself a real simple piece. And shout out to Beverly. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Beverly, I was just saying, if you're just chiming in, if you're just coming in, it's been a while, and I wanted to jump on and do a simple piece. Something real simple. You got the candle, you know, and then you could tell that individual is in the dark, probably meditating. And then we're going to get busy with that candle. Right now, I'm pausing to allow it to dry, and then I'll proceed. Because I'm using black, it's gonna, it's gonna come out really nice. It's a really simple concept, but at the same time, the candle is really gonna bring it to life. You know, this is basically the idea. I mean, if I wanted to, I could leave it like this, but I'm not. Don't mind me. Like I said, I'm taking a little break to give this a chance to dry. This one is going to be quick, so I'm not going to be on here really long. Now, as far as our candle is concerned, what we can go ahead and start doing is go into your oval brush. Like, even though nobody's painting along, I still talk like someone is painting along. So I always teach these lives like it's a class, which it is. But it's one of those classes, the advantage is you can always hit replay, you know? You're going to get, I use my finger as a reference, you know, something that, now we're going to go on the bottom because I really want to bring this person into the dark. So what I'm going to do is, after you do that part, now come into the candle. I think I went over. So we're going to create some kind of, you know, something to this effect. And so far, all I've been working with is black. And look what we have so far. See, something to this effect, you know? Yeah, I'm really excited, man, because I was able to play a part in somebody's celebration with my painting. An individual purchased a painting from me to give their mother as a birthday gift. You know what's funny about that piece? I actually, believe it or not, you know, I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way, but I really like that piece. And even my little one, she was like, "Oh, you sold that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." So now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead with the black still on the brush. Just tap into the red a little bit. Just tap into the red a little bit. So see, now look what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the blending process. You see, just like that. Now wash the brush. See, that was a one stroker. Pause. Right? Wash the brush. Now go into just the red a little bit and come on top. Try not to, see, I'm going to point at it. You see that area where the black and the red look like it blend? Don't go back to that area. Just leave it alone. And then just come like on top right here like that. And kind of like spread out a little red. See, something to this effect. You know, something like that. We're going to take our time with the candle because I really want to capture it the right way. Once again, guys, I'm multitasking. Let me say this again. Real simple piece. I kind of like the concept, you know. It's a candle. Shout out to this individual who posted a beautiful picture of a candle, and then for some reason that inspired me to do this piece. And then you got this individual here. I guess the whole scene is saying that that person is in the dark meditating with some scented candles. So that, you know, that sounds real nice to me. So let's go up again with the red, right? Up again with the red and kind of like fade it in as much as you can, right? You could even, the only thing I didn't do, give me a second, allow me to pour out a little white and kind of like, yeah, just come down and something to this effect, something like that. You know, one thing about painting is a series of overlapping. So even in this area, if it looks like I make a mistake, that don't bother me one bit. because you could just cover it up. So some people, they take that and process it too much. You gotta lighten up a little bit. Now, I'm gonna go with a little bit of yellow, but I'm gonna need a smaller brush. I'm gonna do away with this one. I'm still using that same oval type brush, but on a smaller scale. And I'm gonna go into the yellow and just add the yellow into some key areas. You wanna add your yellow into some key areas, like say right here. Just a little tiny bit of yellow. See, it's just like that, boom. And then you're gonna add a little yellow here, something to this effect. This is so simple. I'm telling you, anybody can do this. Anybody. And shout out to all my little ones. For legal reasons, I'm not gonna name any of them, but those little guys are awesome. I have fun teaching them. And now what you're gonna do is go into a little bit of tan, because I'm looking for like a specific type of glow. See, something like that. See, all I did was I distorted that yellow with this tannish type color. I don't know if you guys can see it on the brush. See, something like that. And just like that, we on a road to success. I actually have a piece called Road to Success. And don't worry about coming outside the line, because remember, this is a black background. All you got to do is come back over with the black, and then boom. Problem solved. Now, I'm going to pour out a little brown, but make sure it's a really nice brown. I meant to do that before I started the process, but just a tiny bit, because that's gonna go well with the and once again, guys, I'm recording with 2 cameras, and I'm doing a time lapse with another one, so that's why I'm not really rushing it. I like to like gracefully put these things together. It just makes the time lapse look better. So now, do away with that brush for a little bit. You need something now that'll give you an advantage with some fine detail. So you're gonna get something to this effect. Something about like this, look. See my fingers? Something like that. I want to get up to get some fresh water, but it's fine because I was using so much black. My water is black now, but I think I can make it work. So now, look. Now, what we're going to do now is take a little bit of the yellow and the tan, right? And we'll come back to the brown. I know I spoke about brown, but we'll come back to that. Take a little bit of yellow and the tan and kind of like create a ring around this little area here. See, something like this from here, something like that. And then skip the fire and then come right here. You know, just kind of create a little something to this effect. Something like that, right? Back into the yellow. I'm supposed to start out by wetting my brush, but okay, now my brush is wet. And a little yellow and tan. Back and forth with those 2 colors, and then just come right here and it kind of like gracefully, you know, something to this effect. Something like that. You see? Look. Right? And then what you're going to do is just wipe the brush, because you still want a hint of that color on it. Go back into the yellow. Go back into the yellow, right? Back into the yellow, but just add a little bit of white. Yellow and white. This is so simple, man. I'm telling you, anybody could do this. And then you're going to kind of overlap a little bit what you did. Something to this effect. Something like that. Something like this. And just fill in that whole area with Just fill in that whole area, something like that. We're gonna work on the flame soon, but now let's work on our little area that some might label a mistake. So we're gonna kind of like add a little white here, and then we'll come back and fill it in. See, something to that, or something like that. Wipe the excess off, and then, you know, you could even wash your brush real quick. You might be able to get that out the way right away. Add a little black. Add a little black. Take a little bit of red. Right? Wipe the brush. Well, wash the brush. And then, now just the red. You know, something to that effect. See, something like that. And just like that, we cover our so-called mistake. See, something like that. And then go into a little tannish type color. You mix that with a little yellow, and then just come right here like this, you know? Just fill that in. And just like that. And just like that, we already have the look of a candle. Now, I really want to work on my light now. What I'm going to do is, let's start off with a little bit of, grab a little bit of that yellow, right? Let's try to shape our light. Try to shape our light real nice. Try to shape our light. Something to that effect. I'm gonna try to shape our light. Now, I notice when a candle is lit, I'll point to it and explain. You see on top of the very top of the light, you see how that yellow part shouldn't be there. Try to think of a, I don't want to use the wrong term, but try to think of a circle, but the very top of the circle touch the top of the fire. So instead of talking about it, I'll just do some stuff and show you what I'm talking about. See, like right now, you want to bring that dark right onto the top. That's really going to give it a nice glow look. See, something like that. And I'm trying not to block you guys so you can see what's taking place. See, something like that, you know? Now, it's going to be kind of like a back and forth between the black. See, like, I'm trying to bring like a curvature. See, I'm thinking of something, I don't want to say it. I probably could use the word yoni. Try to think of the shape of a yoni, or another way to look at it, try to think of an eye that's halfway open but sideways. So think of that shape when you trying to create that glow around the candle, and then just bring it to the bottom. See something to this effect right here. Boom. Now, from where you're looking, it should already be giving a glow effect. But there's couple of details that I think is key to really make sure you capture, so it could have that glow look. Because, hold on guys, like I said, I'm multitasking. But I'm kind of glad I am, because you know, certain parts that. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take white. This is where you really got to control your paint. You're going to put white on the brush first, because that type of light is never truly white. So you're going to put white on the brush first. And I'm talking the tiniest bit of yellow. You see, something to this effect. But here's the trick. That same yellow you just pick up, just wipe a little bit of it off, because you want You know, it's just a tiny bit, something like that. You see how you could barely see it on the tip of the brush? And then you kind of like come in, right? Just like that. Now you're gonna wash the brush. It kind of sounds like it doesn't make sense, but I think I know what I'm talking about when I say. So now you just come with the white, pause. Come with the white. It should have a glow effect. It's so subtle. So what I'm gonna do now is, with the white still on the brush, watch what we're gonna do. Think of a sun. And then remember that same thing I told you about. See, I added yellow to the brush. See, something like that. We're gonna widen this up a little bit, right? Widen this up a little bit. Add a little white, touch it up with a little yellow. Try not to block you guys. You know, widen it up a little bit. See, something like that. Think of a yoni. Now, we're gonna let that dry a little bit because there's a couple of things I need to add. In the meanwhile, while you're letting that dry, go into a little bit of black. Go into a little bit of black. Just come on the edge and try to create some kind of blend on the edge. Something. But be very careful, because you'll be going back and forth all day trying to get this right. See how I added that little black? Wash your brush. Go back into that yellow, but you gotta move fast. Go back into that yellow and then kind of like touch the border. You see, I don't know if you see what I did, but there's no way of explaining it. There's no way to explain it. The only way I could do it, best way to explain it is to do it. See, like, I just added the yellow now. Wash the brush real quick. Grab a little bit of black and try to, like, where the black meet the yellow, you kind of like come down on it a little bit. But go wash your brush, but you got to be quick, because right now we're trying to overlap. Then come back. See, something to this effect. Boom. Let's try it one more time. See, something like that. Wipe your brush, grab a little more yellow, and I might need to take some more of that moisture out. And then, see, I'm gonna have to let it dry a little bit, because the paint, there's certain parts you can't go over it too much, then the paint come off. Now, we don't have to make this too complicated. Now let's go into the red. Just the red. Let's go into the red. But don't wet the brush too much. Try to like grab some paint. Go into the red. Just add it at the very edge. Grab some more of that red. Just add some red at the very edge. See, something to that effect. And then fade it into the black if you want. See, something like that. Wipe your brush. Leave that, don't wash it. Just wipe your brush and come with the yellow. Same concept. We're going to try to do like a overlap. See, like, wipe it. Grab some more yellow. Wipe it. Grab some more red now. Something like that. Wipe the brush. See if you could kind of like bring the two together with one swipe. See, something like that. See, something like that. Now, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then we're gonna work on this area. This area here, you're gonna need a very small brush. You're gonna need a very small brush. Now, think of a smile. You're gonna want to put a little smile of white right underneath, just like that. It might not look like much, but when it all comes together, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go into the white. All right, let's go into the white. Trying to define the candle some more, the light some more. There's gonna be a constant overlap of, see, with the same small brush, grab a little tan. It sounds like a lot is going on, but it's not. You just gotta grab a little yellow and tan and come on this area and trying to bring this part up a little bit, something like that. Grab some yellow real quick, and then come back over it, something like that. Wipe the excess and see, something like that. Have a little yellow added here. A little yellow added here. Just to give it a glow. Now that's just a little red here. Now I have an idea how to speed up the process of, yeah, I'm trying to get that paint to dry, because I'm using watercolor. It's a combination of yellow. I mean, I know how to paint with oil as well, but I really don't like that. I mean, I do only when I'm outdoors, but indoors I like to use watercolor, because that, how do you say that? That turpentine, I don't know how healthy that is for you. So now with the same small brush, this is a very tiny brush. See, next to my finger is tiny. Just grab a little bit of yellow. Just, mix it with some white. You want a really light color. Trying to like open right here up a little bit to give it a little more definition. See, something to this effect. See, something like that. See? And then you're gonna go on this side, on the other side, a little yellow, same color concept, and kind of like define here a little bit. Just open it up a little bit, something to this effect. And you might want to take a little bit of that white. We need to get rid of this dark color here. See, something like that. Now, real quick, I need a little more. Just leave that alone for now. Now, I'm gonna leave the candle alone for a while, and I'm gonna work on the face just to allow the paint to dry a little bit. And we're still using the smaller brushes. Now go back into your black. And let's try to add a little better definition to this silhouette. I might want to use the smaller brush. Go into your black. So it's just so we can add just a little tiny definition here and there, just to make this thing look really good. This part right here, there's no light hitting it, so you can just go right through it with the black. And kind of like, let's give the bridge of the nose. Let's try to give the bridge of the nose a little better definition. It's like I'm trying to stay conscious of a bunch of things to make sure I project my voice so you guys could hear what I'm saying. Something to that effect. And then you gotta come right here. The forehead is a little too big. You're gonna loosen up the paint a little bit and then just, see, I don't wanna block you guys. See, something like that. Just give it just a little definition. Just make it look good. You don't want any rugged edges. And then come back by the lips. Simple piece. Now I'm gonna go back to my little, grab yourself a little flat brush. Always wet it first. Now go into the black. You really want right here to be black, because that's really what's gonna make this stand out. And you can even come around the candle and try to, like, while we give it a chance to dry. We're gonna go back and add a little bit more detail, and then we call it a piece. That's pretty much all we doing today. Something like that. Grab a little bit of black. Sorry, I was stumbling on my words a little bit. Something like that. Just cover up whatever is not black. You want it black, like pitch black. You want to give that something to that effect right here. See, something like that. Now, we have an option. You see where the light is hitting the face? We have an option. We could leave it like that, or we could add a little color to it. But I think I might add a little color. But let's first get all the little imperfections out the way. Make sure her lips look good. See, something like that. Round off a few things. It's so simple. Real simple. I want that candle to really look good. But once again, welcome to Francois Canvas. You already know the slogan. It's a platform where I give you guys step-by-step on how to put things together. And once in a while, I like to switch it up. My favorite thing is to paint. I mean, if I was doing it for myself, I'd just be painting nature all day. But once in a while, I like to switch it up, do something with a different type of meaning, you know, just to keep the people's interests. Now, this part right here is going to be tricky because you really have to control your paint. I'm going to go back into that oval brush, nothing too big, and I'm going to do the same color pattern that I did in the bottom. Let's start in the bottom. We're going to take a little bit of black. Let's clean that up real nice. A little bit, I'll hold it so you guys can see what's taking place. I'm going to clean that up real nice, because that's what really going to make this thing pop out. See this thing right here? I don't know, little wet spot. And then we're going to come around the candle and try to create as much darkness as possible. I can tell the paint is still wet, so I got to be careful. For this part, don't go into the water too much, because that's only going to agitate the paint and lift it off the surface. You don't want that. Just the color. kind of like make your brush strokes. Something to that effect. All we're doing is cleaning right now. It don't look like I'm doing much, but from where I'm looking at it, I could see everything that needs to be done. But this is it, man. You know, something real simple. I'm just waiting for the candle to dry and then we out of here. I just gotta add a little tiny more details to it. See? Something like that. You know, we're gonna wait till that. By the time this part dry, I'm gonna start working on this now. By the time this part dry, I can add, because I don't want the white to stay white like that. If you're in the dark, a candle light is shining on you, it's not gonna look that white. See, that kind of effect look like it's an actual light hitting her face, but we want to give the effect like whatever light hit her face is synonymous to the candle light. So we're gonna allow it to dry a little bit, and we almost out of here, man. Next time I do a piece like that, I'll put some sound in the background, because a piece like that, there's not much going on it. So, all right, now let's go back to our red. Now, I think we're dry. Okay, we're dry. But you want the brush really, really dry. Let's go back to our red. See, the panel color is not that crazy. Look, hold on, see? Just yellow. I didn't even use this color, but I bought it out anyway. Yellow, red, tan, brown, and white, and black. That's it. That's all you need to make a piece like that. Now, let's go into our red a little bit. Make sure you get that brush really wet, and then wipe some of the excess off, and then just come down here and kind of like back and forth. Real smooth. Then with the red still on it, add a little tan. See, something to this effect. Some come down. Whenever you go down, try not to go back up too. Wipe the brush, and I grab a little yellow. Just trying to create like, I have to wash the brush because you want the yellow to really pop. Grab a little yellow, and you're gonna come to this area here like that. Even though I went a little heavy, I know what I'm doing, right? See, something like that. I want that candle to look good. Something to this effect. And take out all the paint, the brush strokes. Go back into that tan. Now you're gonna have that red and tan midway. See, something like that. And then go up. As you're going up, it's gonna blend real nice. Grab a little red. Grab a little red. And then come halfway, like right here. Something to this effect. Kind of like back and forth. Then bring the two colors together. Wipe your brush. Wipe your brush. Go back into that tan color. Take off the excess. And then kind of like try to bring everything together. Something to this effect. Something like that. Grab some more red. Grab some more red. Add it on this side. Now wipe some of the red off. Grab a little bit of black, but really put that black on that brush, and then just come in the bottom and see if you could like kind of create some kind of, see what I'm trying to do is kind of like I'm making the candle disappear into the darkness. Something to that effect. You know, it come on the edges, and you know, you clean up a little bit. See, just like that. You make it look shiny. This is really the part, guys, 5 more minutes, we out of here. This is really the part I'm concerned with. I need it to look a certain way, but let me see if we're still wet. Yeah, we are. 5 minutes, we out of here. So in the meanwhile, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash my brush. Let's go into the face real quick. Nothing crazy. What we're gonna try to do now is a tiny bit of red. Well, put a tiny bit of tan, right? Tiny bit of tan, tiny bit of yellow. Bring that all together in the brush, and then now grab the white. You want that tannish kind of. Let me hold this thing so I could make this process quicker. All I'm trying to do is take out that white look. Let's see how well we can get that done. See, yeah, something like that. You see? Just trying to take that all the way white look out the way. See, something like that. Come on the neck. Do the same thing. And if you wanna, I'm gonna go into a smaller brush so I could get into the tighter spaces. Go back into that same color you just mixed. Pretty much a little tan, a little yellow, a little white. I'm trying to take that all the way white look. See, look right here. Perfect, just like that. Nothing crazy, y'all. That's it, see? Boom. Just trying to take that all the way white look out the way. So you could bring more attention into the, see, something like that. Oh, that looks nice. After I post it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Don't worry about overlap. You could even come back with your fingers and wipe off the excess, something to that effect. I mean, if you really want to get busy, we're almost done. I say about 2 more minutes. This part will be really dry. And then you'll see what I'm talking about, because I want that light to really glow. See? So what I said in the beginning is the more simple the piece, the more disciplined you have to be. Because you would think it's the opposite. The more simple the piece, the more simple the process. No. On the contrary. You might want to loosen up your black a little bit, but not too loose. Just loose enough to slide in certain areas to get that. See, like this part right here? Oh yeah, just like that. And then come in with this part. Come in right here. Anywhere you feel like you went outside with that color, just come back and just reinforce that black. You see? It's so simple, man. You know, you don't have anything to do on a Friday afternoon. This is like the perfect way to pass the time. And it's like trying to shape that candle real nice. See something like that. Bring it in on this side as well. Oh yeah, something to this effect. Now go on top. You really want to create that yoni look with the glow. See, something like that. Now, let's try again. This is gonna be the last attempt for. It's gonna be the last attempt for the light. Give it a minute, we'll let it dry a little bit. Give it a minute, we'll let it dry a little bit. Alright, we're gonna give it a minute, let it dry a little bit. Now, we're gonna really try to capture. We're gonna start from scratch. We're gonna use a tiny brush and let's try to execute this. Don't mind me, I'm looking for the tiniest brush I could find. Oh, there it is. That's it. We're gonna go into a little bit of white. A little bit of white. A little bit of white. See, it should be glowing right now. It should be glowing. Now, with the white on the brush, just wipe off a little excess. Now come into the red. This is a tricky part. It's a very, 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 very tricky part. Actually, before you go into the red, let's try to create like a little... Let's try to create like a little... Let's try to create like a little yellow... You see what I'm trying to do? I want you guys to pay careful attention to this part. We're trying to create like a little... It's not a halo, but like kind of like a semicircle right here with the yellow. Something like that. Right at this part. Right at this part. Something like that. You see? Something that simple. See? Something like that. Now, wipe your brush. Wash it, wipe it, whatever. Grab some more white. And then just come back and redefine. See, we're going to be constantly defining the shape. But don't, see the yellow, then see something like that. Now, this is where it gets a little tiny tricky. With the white still on the brush, take a little bit of the white off. Now, go into your red. Go into your red. But you're going to want to mix that with a little yellow. Because we're trying to get like an orange look, right? Now, where you added the yellow, go on the outside of it. On the outside of it, and then add that orange. See, something to that effect? Boom, right? Grab some more yellow, grab some more of that red, and then go on the other side and add a little... See, something like that. Boom. Right? Wash the brush. Go back into your white once again. Go back and redefine the flame, because you're trying to make the flame separate. You're trying to separate that glow. See, something to this effect, something like that. You see, look. See? You want, it's gonna give you a really nice wash your brush, go into just the red, and then you're gonna come on the very out skirt, something to this effect. Something like that. Have a little more red. Don't worry about it if you go over the fire. That's why we're constantly touching the white. Once again, you go back and redefine it. See, something like that. See, just like that. You bring it right back to life. Because we're trying to create like a... I mean, we're almost done. 2 more minutes, guys. We're out of here. Take a little bit of yellow. Wash the brush really good, though. Wash the brush really good. Grab a little yellow. Tiny bit of red. And then kind of like wipe the brush and kind of like come back over it. Now, wipe the brush, come back with just the yellow. Wipe the brush. Basically what I'm trying to do is such a small area. I'm trying to bring the yellow into like the red a little bit. Try to create like a nice orange, just to give it a nice little glow. We're gonna go on the other side and do the same thing, and then we out of here. Take a little bit of yellow. Just bring that up a little bit. Don't worry about going into the white where the light is. See, it's like that. A little bit of yellow, something to this effect. See, something like that. All right. Grab a little yellow and red. Create a little orange look. I'm gonna create a little orange. Come on this side like that. Wipe the brush. Go back into the yellow. Something like that. Wipe the brush, go back into the yellow, tiny bit of orange. Just like that. Try to make it like a 1-stroke type thing where you go like this and then just go 1 time around. You don't have to do it twice. Now grab a little bit of red and just like that. Thank you guys for sticking this out. Really appreciate it. Come around with the red. Right? Wipe the brush. Come back with the yellow. This is gonna be like a finale where you just go and really try to capture. Boom. You have to drop that yellow. You have to end that yellow right between where the candle, on the other side of the candle, and so we're gonna go right here. Something like that, and then come around and boom, something like this. Wipe the brush and then just go back over that same color you did. Something like that to create some kind of blend. But remember, try to make it a 1-stroke type thing. Like a 1-hit wonder type of effect. See, like that. All the way on top, all the way in the bottom. Just to, because you don't want any brush marks. And just like that, we got ourselves a piece. Now you come into the white, something like that. Let that dry for a second. And that's about it. Once again, I'm multitasking. Now, take a little bit of that white and then bring the light down just a tiny bit. See, something to this effect. And then go into the white a little bit. Remember that little smile that I told you about? Just add a little smile in the bottom, something to this effect, something like that. You know? Wipe the brush, grab a little more white. Something like that. Wipe the brush, come on the other side, and just go straight down. See? Something like this. You want, grab a little yellow and white. A little yellow and white. Come back again and reinforce this area. You could even add a little more white. Reinforce this area like this. Wipe the excess, come back up, boom, something like this, and boom. See? It's kind of hard to get that. Why am I using the word hard? It's challenging, in other words. Take a little bit of red, yellow, and white. Red, yellow, and white. A lot of red on there. A lot of red. Brighten it up a little bit. And then look, just like that. See, something like this. Create some kind of glow around it. Something to this effect. See? Wipe the brush, grab the black. Just come around it. You gotta make sure that it's really grab a little bit of this color here. Take some of the excess off. Just a tiny bit. See? Create a tiny bit of glow here. See? Something like that. I'm going to try to bring this all together. Go back into that yellow reddish color. And then, nope. When I say reddish yellow, it gotta be reddish yellow. And then come back to create that, you know, that glow look. Now we're gonna wash the brush. One final stroke and we out of here. Grab a little white. Now, after doing all of that, you want to define your fire. Make it look real good. See? Something like that. Now, what we can do, grab a little tiny bit of, I was going to use black. I'm going to use brown instead. So we'll make a little stem. Now, this is where it gets tricky. And then you gotta have a little tiny bit of blue. Tiny bit of blue. Tiny bit of blue. Then you pop it on top like this. Wipe the brush. Take a little bit of red. I told you the candle was gonna consume most of the, and then just add a little tiny bit of red on top. Something like that. That really gives it a, wash our brush. Back into our yellow. Red to mix with the yellow, and look, Probably hear my little one in the background having fun. And a little bit of yellow, and then red, and then come back here, and then something like that. See? So delicate. Gotta touch it. And then come right here. We could even come right here, a little bit of yellow. Lighten this up a little bit. Come right here with a little yellow. Lighten this up a little bit. Wipe the excess, and then boom. Just blend it all in. Bring it all together. Come on top. See, you want to blend that in like that. That little separation I did made a huge difference. I was waiting till the last minute to do that, and then boom. You can't wait to see what the time lapse look like on this. See, something like that. And there you go, guys. The lesson in that piece today was, just because it's simple, that doesn't mean the process is simple. The idea was simple, but getting it done is where it gets tricky. One more thing and we out of here. That's it, man. I'm happy with the end result. Oh yeah. I like my time lapse. Stop that. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. It's your boy, Francois Canvas. I mean, the lesson in this piece was, once again, the idea could be simple, but the process might not be simple, you know? So, something real easy, real simple. I just wanted to jump back on. See you guys another time. And then get back to my nature scenes, all right? So lately I've been getting myself out there. And once again, I've been, like I told you, I've been selling a few pieces. And you guys out there, man, holla at me, man. I'm starting to run out of space in my closet with paintings, man. If you guys see anything on my page you like, I either sell you that particular one or I can make you something. Anyway, Francois Canvas, thank you for joining me today. I'm not going to take too much of your time. You know my motto. I always sign off with a close-up. And Beverly, Gail, you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you on the next live, okay?